Initially, when I was approached to do Blog Talk Radio, it was by StatuesqueOne on behalf of KaptanSolo. It somehow got to a point where we never did have our debates, that and I was supposed to bring along someone of like position, so I invited my sister because she's the smartest person that I know, and I think KaptanSolo was initially supposed to be the moderator, and that's why he asked her to approach me. But things happened, and it ended up where my sister and I ended up debating SWP, Kobe NBA West, and some other characters. And the real Dresden was the moderator, and KaptanSolo never did moderate. He did participate in a couple of the shows, but it never did initially go back to what we were supposed to be doing. And that was debating StatuesqueOne. Well, if any of you know anything about Blog Talk Radio, which I did not until I actually did a couple of Blog Talk videos, you have to give a telephone number so that you can call in and they can recognize your number in case you're disconnected. They'll be able to call you back. So we gave my sister's cell phone number to The Real Dresden, StatuesqueOne, and KaptanSolo. And a lot of times after Blog Talk was over, we would continue talking to KaptanSolo and a couple of times The Real Dresden, and in preparation for shows we would talk to them as well. Well, it got to the point where I was no longer interested in doing Blog Talk Radio. I didn't like the topics. I didn't like the way The Real Dresden would come up with the topic and we had to defend a position, even if it was bending really how we felt about something. And although when I did Blog Talk Radio, I spoke from my head and my heart, and a lot of times, as you know if you've listened to the shows, I spoke from my hip as well. The show's topics didn't really reflect anything that I wanted to continue talking about. So I declined doing future shows. I told The Real Dresden and KaptanSolo that I wouldn't be doing any more Blog Talk Radios. My sister stayed on and did a couple of more, but then she bowed out as well. Well, in order to prepare for the Blog Talk Radios, Dresden told us to get some Yahoo accounts, and that was another way of staying in contact in case we got disconnected on the lines. Well, we did do the Yahoo instant messengers, I think that's what they're called. They're like AIM, and he and KaptanSolo both had our information because they were going to be the two moderators. Well, KaptanSolo is a talker, and a lot of times after we set up these Yahoo accounts, he would contact us if we had the Yahoo open, and we would carry on conversations. Most of them would be text. And KaptanSolo is a smart man. He knows a lot about politics, a lot about sociology, and I don't think he's pretending when he acts like he's concerned about what's going on in the black community. So a lot of the conversations were passionate. We both defended our positions. Both he and I went back and forth a couple of times. He and my sister went back and forth a couple of times. And we all did a conference a couple of times. There is a feature on Yahoo that I was not even aware of until KaptanSolo told my sister and I about it. And the feature is where you can actually talk to the person as opposed to texting or typing. And that makes it, of course, a lot easier. So a lot of times we would actually engage in real life conversations as opposed to texting. Well, I'm going to fast forward. After the blog talks went south, StatuesqueOne and I were at odds, for real, on YouTube. She and I are on totally opposite sides of many, many issues. And what people fail to realize, or some people have, to me, failed to realize, although YouTube does allow us a lot of anonymity and privacy, there are real people behind those computers. And if you feel passionate about something, you really defend your position. Sometimes feelings get hurt and people get angry, and it's real. It's not made up. And I know that I was really disgusted with her for a while there. I felt like she was being sneaky, like she was being underhanded, and that she and KaptanSolo were trying in a roundabout way to make people make me feel uncomfortable on YouTube so that I would leave. And I now know that that was the goal, but I'm still here. We can agree to disagree, or we can just peacefully go separate ways, but that's not what was happening. During the course of me and StatuesqueOne not getting along, a lot of people started coming to my page and writing just the most god-awful things. I would look, and sometimes she was on their friends list. A lot of times they would threaten me. They would say filthy things. And I just had to use FriendLock, and I did a lot of reporting to YouTube. But that's not what troubled me. What troubled me is I started seeing, in quotes, conversations, bits and pieces and excerpts from conversations that I had had with KaptanSolo. And I said, well, that comment looks familiar. Well, that's weird. Well, that looks like something I said, that definitely reflects something I'm thinking and feeling. And the comments that I was able to get a screenshot of were posted by an account called SweetasTandy. And it dawned on me one day, these are excerpts from conversations that I had with KaptanSolo. So the next time KaptanSolo contacted me on Yahoo, I questioned him about it, and I let him have it. And what he said to me was, the only person that he had shared those conversations with was StatuesqueOne, and he went on to say that he was surprised and shocked that she would do that. Well, to me, this was weird. Why would StatuesqueOne be interested in anything that KaptanSolo and I was saying? Let me make something clear for the record. Every conversation that I have had with KaptanSolo and that my sister had with KaptanSolo was above board. Everything that I have said was clean. We spoke about politics, interracial relationships, things like that carried on or led up to the Blog Talk, or that was after the Blog Talk radio show, about the show, or pertaining to black issues. But make no mistake, I thought all of these conversations were off the record, and so did my sister. I had no idea I was being tape recorded, and I said as much to him. He apologized, and he went on to say, that he only shared them with StatuesqueOne, and he didn't know why she had done that. And I still have the conversation with him where he was apologizing, and I let him know, tape recording somebody, it's illegal, and it's sneaky. At the very least, it's sneaky. Well, StatuesqueOne and I have had one another on block. At least I know I've had her on block. But recently we unblocked one another long enough for me to question her about this. She denied it. She said that she hadn't talked to KaptanSolo in a long time. And when I told her, I said, I still have from him where he is admitting that he did this, and he's putting the heavy on you. And she denied it. She did say that she knew who SweetasTandy was. She said SweetasTandy was her cousin, but she denied having any involvement on these conversations being recorded, being saved, and definitely she said she didn't have any part of them showing up on YouTube. Well, that's in direct contrast to what KaptanSolo said. He didn't deny it. He put it on her. Let me just say this. I know that we all get passionate about our stances. I know that a lot of us don't like one another. And I know that when we are engaging in battles and we feel like we're losing, sometimes we will pull out the stops to get ahead. But there are certain things that we should never do. We should never do. That was illegal. It was underhanded, it was sneaky, and it was dishonest. Now, StatuesqueOne has denied that she had any involvement in this. She has put the heavy on her cousin. KaptanSolo put the heavy on StatuesqueOne. But I will say this. I am very disgusted with all parties involved. I don't know why a reasonably intelligent man would feel the need to save conversations that he's having with someone that are off the record. He has to be smart enough to know that was illegal. But weirder still is that a woman would be interested in listening to those conversations. Not once when I talked to KaptanSolo, not once when my sister talked to KaptanSolo, or when we all conferenced, did I allow him to lead me in conversations where we were discussing other people. I always, in the back of my mind, kept it clean, kept it above board, because you just don't know how weird people will get. But I will say that I am shocked at all of them. They're just all so strange.